because I'm like, okay, this is never gonna end. Like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna be able to be a mom? Like, I'm not meant to be a mom, I guess, because I can't handle this. I can't do this. I was miserable. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the things that I wish I knew before I had a baby. And I am a new mom. My daughter, Solace, is 2 months, a little over 2 months. I also have my Invisalign in, and therefore I have a lisp, and I don't feel like taking it out right now, so that's just how it's gonna be. So I figured I would do a get ready with me, because why not? And I will be doing my makeup, and we'll be chatting, and yeah, so stay tuned. So first I'm going to be prepping my face with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. The foundation I will be using today is the Dior Forever Skin Glow. I have this in 2N. So the first thing I want to talk about is you might not connect with the baby right away, and that's something that I guess I knew, but I really didn't know. Like, I've heard people say it, but I just didn't I don't know, I guess I just didn't really like believe that to be true. I'm like, I'm gonna connect with my baby right away, and it's gonna be great, and I'm gonna see her, and it's going to be like love at first sight. It's gonna be perfect. And that just like wasn't really the case. I was really worried because I didn't really feel bonded to her for like probably a few days. I know some people it's longer, but something else I also didn't know was that like your husband can also have issues, or like husband, partner, boyfriend, it doesn't matter. They can also have issues when it comes to bonding. As time went on, it just got better, and I was worried that it wasn't going to. I knew that I was able to become bonded to her, but I was worried he never was going to be able to, and he didn't know how to. But I wish I would have known that it would happen. Like, it would just happen. It just takes time. Everybody's different. And if it doesn't happen after like a while, and you're feeling really depressed and just having a hard time, then you know, you can seek out your primary care doctor or your therapist or whomever and talk to them about how you're feeling, your OBGYN, just like anybody. But yeah, for the most part, it'll happen. I'm gonna go in now with my Soft Matte NARS Concealer in Light 2.3. Obviously, if you can't tell by now, I am no beauty guru. Like, not by any means. I didn't know that I wouldn't automatically know like what the baby wants, because everybody says, oh, it's like instinctual, it'll all come to you, it's okay, but like, you know, at first like you don't know what you're doing, but it's like, or you're worried before you have the baby that you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I bring her home or anything like that. And yeah, I just felt like it would just be like instincts. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just like know everything. I'm gonna know like exactly what she wants. When she cries, I'm gonna be able to figure this out. I'm gonna understand like what cries or what, and that does not happen right away. I did not know that, and so I found a lot of the time I was like, I don't know what she wants. Like, is she hungry? I don't know, because I just fed her. Can I feed her again? I have no idea. Like, I didn't know. Over time, I now know her cries. Like 2 months later, it took some time, and it's okay to not know right away. It's not fully and completely instinctual, like some people might say, or some people might assume. And yeah, so saying that it takes time, that brings me to knowing that it's all temporary. Like, when you are feeling stressed out and sad because baby keeps crying and and you don't really know what you're doing or anything like that, I wish I would have known ahead of time that all you have to do is tell yourself it is temporary. The baby will stop crying. And if you feel like you can't take it anymore, you can put the baby down in a safe space, in their bassinet or their crib with nothing in it. You can shut the door and you can walk away for 5 minutes if you need to, just to be able to escape the crying, because it really helps, even just like 5 minutes away, and just to like clear your mind and then go back and reassess. I struggled really bad in the beginning because I'm like, okay, this is never gonna end. Like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna be able to be a mom? Like, I'm not meant to be a mom, I guess, because I can't handle this. I can't do this. I was miserable, and so I basically reached out on Facebook, and I asked people if they could tell me that it gets easier. Basically, I reached out and I'm like, I just need people who have kids, moms, dads, whatever, to tell me that it gets easier, because I was like, okay, I need help. And so I reached out and I had a lot of people contact me, which was absolutely amazing. And they told me that yes, it is temporary, and that just to hang on and to breathe through it. And I know it sounds like easier said than done, and sometimes it is, but I just kept telling myself, okay, this is temporary, this will pass. It's really hard in the beginning. The first couple weeks are really challenging, but it's temporary and it passes, and you will adjust, and just hang in there, hang on, hold on. It's gonna get better. So the next thing is, I wish I would have known more about the baby blues. I wish I would have known the difference between the baby blues and postpartum depression more. I did a little bit of research ahead of time, and I was like, okay, I think I'm confident to know like what the difference is. But the baby blues hit me so hard. Like, I was hysterically crying. It was awful. Like, I might even maybe potentially insert a clip that I took of me crying. Because I wanted to just be able to like remember that moment, just like how I was feeling at that time. It was just the craziest thing, and I would just cry hysterically for really no reason at all, besides the fact that I just felt unbelievably sad. I'm so grateful for my husband, because he really helped me through that. He supported me. He knew what the baby blues were, because the nurse at the hospital like really explained it to us. And yeah, so he was really patient with me and helped me, and just like, you know, the best thing to do is to just cry and let it out. Because there's the pandemic, I wasn't able to just like, you know, go out to eat with my friends, or just to get out the house, to like, you know, let off steam or whatever. So what I would do is I would get in my car and I would go get like a coffee, and then I would sit at like a park and just like in my car listening to music for like an hour, and that was something that helped me. And I just wish I knew like how intense baby blues could be. And I got to like 2.5 weeks and I was like, okay, this is it. I have postpartum depression. It's been more than 2 weeks. And then a few days later, it was just like night and day. Like, I guess all the hormones, my body just got like adjusted to the hormones and everything. And yeah, I think it's really important to educate those around you on what the baby blues is like, and how you can't just not cry, or you can't just, you know, get over it, or just whatever insensitive things people can say sometimes. And it doesn't, like, some people don't have issues with the baby blues. I tend to just be a very sensitive person, so I'm not exactly surprised that it happened to me. Now I'm going in with this palette by Kylie. So something else I wish I would have known, I wish I would have known like how guilty I would feel all the time for just everything. Like, mom guilt is real. And I just would always feel, I'm still working on it, so I should say that I always feel really guilty, because I I feel like if I like leave her with my husband, like even just like right now when I'm making this video, she's downstairs with my husband and they're just hanging out on the couch, and I just feel like I'm like, oh, I'm doing too much. I'm spending too much time with just myself. I'm taking too much time to myself. Oh, I'm not, you know, oh, I will go to him a million times and be like, are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're okay? And he's like, stop asking me. He's like, if I need you and I need a break, I will tell you. If I go to the store, I'm like texting him a million times, like giving him like a play-by-play of everything that I'm doing in order to get home. Yeah, I just feel like guilty all the time for just taking time for myself or just being able to do, I don't know, I just didn't know that I would feel so guilty all the time, but I also didn't know that it was completely normal. And like a lot of the moms I've talked to, they feel the same exact way and they still deal with it even when they have like, even with like their toddlers. Yeah, so when it comes to mom friends, it is so unbelievably important to have mom friends. I am very lucky and blessed that I already had a good bit of mom friends before I even had a baby. But I did not know how important it would be to have mom friends, especially friends who have had babies recently, like in the past few years, because I was able to ask them if things were normal or just like go to them and they totally understood. It's just very, very helpful. And it has just been like a blessing to me because I don't know what I would do without them. Just them telling me, oh, you know, I went through that too and it's temporary, it'll pass, and or sometimes this helps, or, you know, maybe do this, you know, we had to do this, or, oh, you know, don't even worry about that, you know, I went through that too. It's just so amazing to have mom friends. So I say, if you don't have any mom friends, you are currently pregnant, or you are thinking about having a baby, or you just had a baby, or whatever, get some mom friends. Now, something I struggled with really bad in the beginning was I would neglect myself. I would not eat breakfast, I would not eat lunch, I would not brush my teeth, I would hold, you know, myself and not go to the bathroom, all because I did not want the baby to cry, and I felt as though I couldn't do anything. I felt as though I couldn't shower, I couldn't do anything, because if she cried, I needed to tend to her, and for the most part in the beginning, I had to hold her so that she wouldn't cry, and she kind of does that now too, still, at some points. So I would just not do them. I just would not take care of myself. I would go all day and I wouldn't eat and stuff like that. And now I realize that it is very important to take care of yourself, and if you don't take care of yourself, it's going to be really, really hard to take care of that baby. And so if you have to put the baby down and let, you know, the baby cry for 5 minutes so that you can eat and take a shower and just do something like really fast, it's okay. The baby will be okay. Just make sure the baby is placed in a safe space and just do what you have to do, because it's just so important. And yeah, your showers might be 2 minutes long and you might have to eat that food a lot faster than you would have wanted to, and you can't really enjoy it the same, but you're still eating, you're still showering, you're still brushing your teeth, and you know, you might have to move with a purpose, but it's okay to let the baby cry, so that you can take care of yourself. And I didn't really know that, and I realized after not being able to take care of myself and my husband telling me, listen, if you have to put her down, it's okay, just do what you have to do, just do it quickly. And again, my other friends who have kids, they told me the same thing. So I wish I would have known that from the beginning. That's totally fine, and to just do what you have to do when it comes to things that are a priority to your well-being. The next thing I want to talk about is breastfeeding. I was so convinced that I was going to be able to breastfeed and everything was going to be fine, and I was so determined that it didn't really cross my mind that it wouldn't work out. I was like, I'm breastfeeding, that's it. Like, I don't even need to think about formula, I don't even know anything about it, I don't care, I'm breastfeeding. And I have, of course, I've heard people say it's like really hard and sometimes it doesn't work out, but I was just ridiculously convinced that I was like, this is gonna work out, this is gonna be fine. Let me tell you. So I'm somebody who deals with mental illness. Therefore, I was really struggling with adjusting to having to pump. It was really stressful, and just like adjusting to a new baby and everything around me, I really struggled to adjust to change. I just did not prepare for how mentally exhausting breastfeeding can be. And I realized, even in the hospital, I was talking to one of the nurses because I was having a complete mental breakdown over it, that maybe breastfeeding wasn't right for me. And I felt horribly guilty for choosing that because of me, and less because of like her inability. Because yes, she could not latch, but I could always just pump and still be able to give her my breast milk. And so I felt really guilty about that, back to guilt. But it was just really, really hard. And I knew that if I was going to be able to be the best mom to my daughter and to, you know, maintain my sanity, like, I had to be in the right state of mind. It just wasn't realistic for me. It wasn't realistic for my lifestyle in terms of my mental health. And I decided that I was not going to breastfeed, I was not going to pump, and we switched to formula. It was instant relief for me because she was just being fed and it wasn't stressful, and my husband was able to help. And I realized that I'm like, okay, this is fine, like, this is okay, it doesn't matter as long as the baby is fed. And something else I wish I would have known is that if you let your milk come in and then decide that you don't want to breastfeed, or, you know, you're unable to breastfeed, or whatever your situation is, that your breasts are going to get engorged. They are going to be painful. And it was like I was up for like 3 days straight because of how painful my boobs were, and they were just leaking milk everywhere, and it was absolutely awful. We are struggling with finding the right formula for her. I think we finally found it. Now we're on like our 4th formula, hoping and praying that we have the right formula now, because her belly's been upset. And again, that has made me feel really guilty, because I'm like, oh, if I was only able to breastfeed, this wouldn't have happened, and blah blah blah. And no, like, just no, it just doesn't matter, and we will get it figured out and it'll be okay. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe 35C palette for a shimmer, because that Kylie palette, those shimmers in there are really, really messy, and I just don't want to deal with that right now.
Oh, you caught me off guard and you took me by surprise. There's so many things that I wanna do. Do you? Can you visualize? It's hard to say all the things I want.
25 years old, and when I found out I was pregnant, we were actually trying for a baby, and I had some infertility issues and whatnot. And when I found out that I was pregnant, I kind of panicked, even though we were trying, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, my life is over. Like, as I know it, like, my life is over. It was just like a really hard adjustment for me, and I just was convinced that my life was over. And when I came home from the hospital, and as I mentioned, I was like struggling with adjusting, I was like, my life's over. Like, I'm never gonna be able to be happy. I didn't realize that, like, my life just began. And I know that sounds so cheesy and people say that, but just give it some time. You can still do stuff that you used to do, depending on what that is. And yeah, it might be a little bit more difficult, or yeah, you know, your priorities might switch a bit, but life's not over. You know, go to bars or whatever, like, I don't miss that at all. Like, I don't miss that. Initially I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss, like, you know, being able to just do whatever I want to do and whatever. And I even though, like, we're in a pandemic, which I think has been helpful because I can't do that stuff anyway, I would just want to be with her. I really would. And I don't think there's anything wrong with going out and having a girls' night and taking some time to yourself, but I just don't think it's something that I would want to do very, very often. It's like, I don't know, I just haven't really at home with her, and I'm just so excited for holidays with her now, and birthdays, and just everything. Like, I feel like it's just like a whole new chapter of my life, and your life is not over. And I know it is really difficult for some people. I know some people have babies that are unplanned, and you're really young. You might be a single mom, you might not, you might be a single dad, you just might not have the support there. But I tell you right now, it'll be worth it. Your life is not over. Just hang in there, keep pushing on, and reach out to other moms, other dads, and create a network for yourself. I don't even know how I existed without her in my life.
Don't take it personal, I ain't lying, I ain't hiding, I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be.
Okay guys, that's all I have for today. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you have made it this far, it's really important to me that you subscribe, because it helps me to just know that all this work that I put into editing and creating these videos while having a 2-month-old at home is all, it's all for something. And if it's not, even if nobody likes my videos, I really enjoy just making them. So I mean, that's enough for me. But it'd be really, really nice if you would subscribe and like the video. Okay, also you can follow me on Instagram and just keep up with my life. There's no method to my madness. I just post photos of myself and just, whatever. And yeah, but you can also follow me on TikTok. And I had to make a new TikTok, so I only have a couple, and I want to be motivated to make some more. And I really appreciate you guys. And this was really, really hard to do. I've never done a get ready with me video before. This is going to be a nightmare to edit. And yeah, I hope to do them in the future and to get better at them. This video is going to be literally 10 hours long. Okay, I just need to shut up now.